Guys, I'll tell you right now, if you're making music just in your room, it's not treated properly. You're going to hear things wrong.
I see a train coming. I'm inspired to move. Like
Some people aren't.
They, sent a response and it's like,
They go, sounds cool, thanks.
yeah, they're like, I knew I should have believed in
for you. Were you
myself.
using references back then?
No.
Why not?
Well, I didn't go to college because I, was working on starting a creative agency, and I was a artist. I thought I was going to be a musician. I was like, that's what it takes, that belief to make something great. But so many people are like suppress it, and
Well, I always tell people, why not you? Like,
Right.
why not you? Like, why? Like, there's, especially in today's day and age, where like, it's not the 90s, 2000s anymore, where you have to look like a freaking model to be a famous person. Or not famous might even be the wrong word I'm using, but a successful musician. There's so many different avenues. Even the term successful musician. Now you could be a quote unquote successful musician by having a YouTube page, reviewing music,
and your music could be just very mid.
Yeah, it can be,
and it's fine.
Well, there's some mid music that is topping the charts right now too.
Oh my gosh, dude!
And of course that's preference. That is preference. But
no, but you can say like the quality of especially the rap scene is just like they're just recording anywhere, getting it mixed by anyone.
Yeah, but part of that I almost like to an extent. Like this is the one thing where it's like I love high-end studios. Like I love the studio. I love everything about it. But there is something so relatable to when you hear vocals that you can tell are recorded, maybe just on the road or somewhere else where the quality isn't punching through like an Adele record, but the emotions are conveyed to you the exact same way. Like the Lil Uzi, I love Lil Uzi, but like all of his stuff, majority is mixed on the road.
Yeah.
But those mixing engineers are also amazing. They can fix just about any problem given to them.
That's what I was telling Ife. It's like you can sometimes a bad quote unquote vocal makes sense for the context of the song, but you're better off getting a really high quality recording and making it sound bad than you are taking, you don't want to be in the inverted situation where you have a bad recording and you're scrambling trying to make it sound good.
Yeah, man. I mean,
that's what distortion plugins are for.
Yeah.
And crappy reverb like Rooster.
No way.
Rooster.
No way. You're the only person I ever have known that fell for the Black Rooster scam.
Oh.
What's that? Some crazy booth pack plugin company, dude.
Oh, it's the most janky plugins I've ever seen in my life.
I actually had one.
All of their plugins for $100.
I had one because it came with my Focusrite Solo way back in the day.
I mean, they're affiliated with Focusrite. They can't be that janky.
Yeah, Focusrite gets a bad rap sometimes.
No, Focusrite is.
You know what?
Is good.
Watch this.
Like it.
Watch this. I'm gonna pick a record that I'm done with. I'm gonna replace every plugin that I use with Black Rooster plugins.
It's a good idea. It's a piece of content.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Do it.
I'm gonna do that.
I'm here for it.
Okay. So I'm gonna take all my Neve 1073 stuff and replace it with the Rooster 73.
Yeah. You are now listening to a Rooster mix.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they have like a tag that pops up whenever you use their plugin.
Yeah. Like when you're using a free trial plugin and it just says like, thank you for using blah blah blah.
Yeah, or it's like why are y'all doing that? Y'all can't.
FL Studio used to, I don't know if they still do that, but when you had the trial version, I forget which plugin it was, but it would say thank you for using blah 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 plugin, and like just no matter what you export it with, because that was how they got people to buy the actual.
Hey, which
ridiculous.
Was what's the worst deterrent for free plugins? Waves does a thing where they mute it. They'll mute it for like a second.
Yes.
Right. If you use any of their plugins that you haven't bought yet,
IK Multimedia does this like extremely loud white noise.
Dude, jokes on them. You should just use it.
Like, sample. Just like love it.
Yeah.
What's the worst one you've ever seen that a plugin
the
does?
white noise one has been the worst for
noise?
me because it scares me.
Bad.
It was silent. That's who it was. It wasn't FL Studio. It was silent. It would say, "Thank you for using whoever makes silent blank 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 plugins," and it would just, no matter what was playing, it would just pop into your track.
It just recorded.
It would record it into
paste it on your track.
Yeah. And it'd be like, all right, buy the plugin.
That's crazy.
And I still cracked it silent.
No, that's insane to do that to a free trial. And this is why I stand by like a company like Relab. You get their plugin for 7 days and you can bounce and print whatever you want through it.
Can I tell you the one I think is the worst though? I don't mean to cut you off. One I think is the worst, the one that just mutes the track indefinitely. Because if you have a session with like 40 tracks and you have this one guitar part, you might not even notice that it's not even on or it's not even working. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cradle Audio does that. The guys that make
which one?
God Particle.
So like if you get a trial of God Particle, it's gonna
matter of fact, it's even here's what makes it even worse. After you've bought your plugin, they want to verify that you're the actual owner every, I don't know, month or two.
That's insane. It's free.
They want you to log back into your account in the plugin in the session.
It's free for them they have no overhead. Once they develop the plugin, it's free. And that's it. They can just send it out. So it's like when they're that like uptight about it, it's insane. But I'm more likely to go back and buy a plugin if I was able to print my records through it and I get to go back and listen to it and enjoy it, and I don't have access to that plugin anymore. Versus if they're playing white noise or making it silent, I'm just going to be pissed off at the company and not want to deal with them.
But I just won't use it. You can always replace everything almost in today's
The folks
day
in
and
their
age.
finance department would beg to disagree with you.
I don't give a crap.
Because you're one of one of a gajillion people that would do that. Most people would be like, "Oh, it's free." Like, what's that plugin company that you were talking about earlier? That's all free plugins.
Oh, Analog Obsession.
Analog Obsession.
You can donate to them though.
You can donate.
You can donate.
But I promise you, man's got another situation where he's making money.
Yeah,
that he doesn't really care about.
If he knows that much about creating plugins, I'm sure he used to work for a company.
I think I know who you're talking about now.
I think it's either one or two people that work at Analog Obsession. It's kind of like a Marshmallow thing where I don't think we know exactly who it is, but
there's the one I'm thinking about. That guy. Remember, Ife, you sent me a video of a guy like going behind in the back door of every compressor plugin and showing how they're all the exact same.
I've seen that video.
And then he made a free plugin that does all of them down the description.
I did see that.
Yeah, the one plugin that does soft clipping, compression, limiting.
And it's an ugly looking plugin, right?
Yeah.
It just does the thing.
But it does the exactly.
Sometimes the ugly stuff is cool. Like my favorite plugin look is like the Waves, old school Waves doubler. Oh, yeah. That like Windows look.
It looks Windows hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. They have that one, the PXQ split. It's like some sort of non-phase stereo imaging thing too. I've used a few times and it looks just old, but man, it works good.
Yeah. Yeah, they have some really interesting looking
But then
stuff.
and then you have the L1, looks old too, but then the L2
looks modern.
Looks beautiful. Yeah.
It does.
Would you ever get into the plugin design world?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to.
Yeah.
I don't want to learn coding and stuff.
That's the thing. You'd have to outsource that portion. But
right. No, I like drawing plugins. I came up with one idea, twin turbos.
Ooh.
It's going to be like a racing plugin.
Interesting.
I don't know. That's as far as I thought about it. But as it heats up, in the more saturation and distortion, the turbos actually start glowing red. Hey, don't steal that idea.
Yeah.
It's not going to beat the one with the boobies.
I'm not trying to beat anyone. I'm trying to make a plugin and have fun.
See,
why is everything a competition?
No, I didn't say that. That was a figure of speech. It's not going to beat it. I didn't mean it in competition, way, whatever. But when you were saying it, it reminded me of the one with the boobies one, right?
Which one?
It's like a anime character, and the more saturation you put, the more she kind of like takes her top off.
Oh gosh! Have you seen
okay,
the audio hurts?
Oh
the
my
fan?
gosh!
Yeah, where it's like the Fredigan stutter thing.
Yeah,
that it does. Yeah, it's like.
And then they also have like a car AC. You can turn up the heat and stuff like
Who
that.
makes that again?
Audio hurts. It's a meme page on Instagram. Like what gene? Is
it real? Is that plugin real?
I think so. I've seen people using it.
Real, yeah.
I've heard audio going through it.
I've seen it. It looks cool. It looks like a Camry from the 90s. Like in there. It's dope.
They need to make someone needs to make more fun analog stuff like that. Like analog developers are also serious. It's like the Silver Bullet is the closest thing to like toy looking thing I've seen.
This is
E-Man had that. What did he have? That little some toy. He was running sounds through it.
That's cool.
What was it? You were like
blue toaster?
No. It was a like toy.
Oh,
I don't know.
Yeah, it's an actual toy
Yes.
that came out, and it has like it has some kind of like audio processor in it that kids used back in the day, and they don't make the toy anymore, and people use it now. It has a cool effect on it. I can't remember what it was, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I want more. I need someone to make more. I'll do it. Dang it. Forget it.
Okay. Well, let's introduce our guest today. I'm super excited about today's guest, guys. First of all, welcome to the NIWSPACE podcast. Today we have with us an amazing producer, a really, really good friend of mine. How long now? What?
Maybe
8 years?
6 to 8 years, yeah.
6 to 8 years now that we've been friends. We have with us John Squalzz
Loudon. John Paul
Squalzz Loudon. All right. His name is Squalzz in my phone. That's how we met, and that's how it's gonna stay.
Amen.
All right. Listen, the first time I heard this dude's music, like I literally like got heavy in my seat. I saw like seriously, his stuff is amazing. I'll consider you more of an EDM producer.
Yeah.
Above everything else, even though I've heard what you've done with in hip hop and with rappers and in soul.
Yeah.
In classic rock, but EDM is your bread and butter. Amazing DJ. He does shows, he does events, he does raves, all of that good stuff. Either today or soon we're going to have a in studio set with him. But super glad to have you here today. Your remix of "Don't Kill My High" with Wiz Khalifa is one of the most standout remixes of that song ever, or of any song.
Oh yeah,
all right,
man. It was cool.
So if you look up "Don't Kill My High" Wiz Khalifa Squalzz remix Squalzz, you will find it. It is hard.
Yeah. Man.
All right. So super excited to have you here today.
Excited
Welcome.
to be here, man. Yeah, this is fun. And I can finally get to meet Mr. Jackson right here.
Yeah. It's been a long time coming.
He's only been an Instagram face.
We have a bond over this guy named Joshua Block. Insert photo of Joshua Block right here. Insert snippet of Joshua Block's song right here. No, don't do that. Copyright. And you don't want to lose that many brain cells.
Yeah, no, it's actually better that you don't know who Joshua Block is.
Keep saying his name though, like first and last.
Because that's how he is, man.
You just say Josh Block. You don't just say Joshua. You have to say Josh Block.
Yeah.
It's like, it's really a sad situation. It really is.
It is.
It's really unfortunate, but it's like, oh my gosh, it's one of those things. Don't laugh. Oh gosh.
It reminds me of, you guys remember the R&B singer JJ Fish?
Ice JJ Fish.
He became like a devout Christian.
Yeah, he did.
Something about you, girl. And he was dancing with that big booty lady.
No, Josh Block is basically famous for getting bullied. That's basically like, if you were to sum it up, like, if you
No, I wouldn't say that. He's famous for genuinely being inspirational back in the day. He was a young kid with autism whose mother passed away.
Oh, yeah.
And he ended up getting a TikTok account, and he would review Starbucks. He would review just like little drinks in there. He was just a cute kid,
right?
And then he just became a
raging alcoholic. But his recent fame, his recent push in fame, I feel like is because of it's packaged up as just he's got this problem, but it's really people bullying him. Like if people see him on the streets and yell at him, "Put the fries in the bag," and he goes, "Ah!"
Yeah, he freaks out. He freaks out,
biting his wrist. I make $400,000 a year.
Yeah, dude, he freaks out. He just lost that deal too. Apparently,
the party deal.
Yeah, the party deal. He lost the party, so he no longer makes $400K a year.
Yeah, his salary changes every other week. It went from 80 to 150 to 420.
But he's just lost in the sauce, unfortunately. Like he knows he has a problem, but what can you do about it?
And conveniently, it's actually not totally irrelevant to this podcast because he makes music.
You could say that. You could.
He
say
releases records. He's got like streams
that. He
coming
goes,
in.
Pour me something tall and strong. He says something like
It's
that.
1700 somewhere.
Yeah, it's funny.
And he only talks about time and military time. Are you happy right now that you're receiving
This is a tremendous start to a music podcast, right?
Yeah.
That's just y'all.
We just became
y'all
the
are being
Breakfast
weird
Club.
right now.
We just went Breakfast Club mode.
Oh gosh, dude.
Oh man, Josh Block.
I wonder what plugins he
God bless you,
uses.
Josh Block.
God bless you, Josh Block.
Yeah, for real.
I wouldn't tell you to put the
Man,
fries in the back.
with $400,000 a year.
No, I
No
DM,
longer.
I DM him
probably
often.
uses-
I'm like, if you're ever in Dallas, you're welcome at my studio. Because they get kicked out of everywhere they go because people swat them.
If he comes to your studio, I'm gonna be very upset if you don't invite me.
I'll invite. I
Like,
need I need someone there to kind of like take the blow with. Oh my gosh, no, it'd be fun. It'd be kind of weird though, because it's like, I bet in person they're super just like, give me what I want. Did you see the situation with them and the diamond chain?
Yeah.
Just the way they acted, and it just kind of was like,
Their
ooh.
algorithm is very different than mine.
Oh yeah, buddy. You should take a look at some of the crap that pops up on
Yeah,
my end. Do you know Matcha? Do you know the Matcha guy?
No.
Oh well, yeah. See, there we go.
Ife's algorithm
Do you
is
know
a bunch
Matcha?
of booby plugins,
Do you
and
know-
ours is.
I didn't say I
singing
saw it online.
alcoholics.
That was on YouTube, and I think that was actually on the Nerd Podcast, Audio Nerds Podcast.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, we're not acting much like audio nerds, just nerds right now, huh?
Yeah, what the heck?
Not even nerds.
No, this is
Y'all just
like,
sound like a bunch of people that make
I feel like
fun
Josh
of.
Block is like the most attractive thing for young men.
No. No.
As far as entertainment,
No.
I think I said young men.
Young.
I'm sorry.
I was
dude.
gonna add another adjective in there, but
I
we'll
got
just
you
leave it
good
alone.
this one and last one. I said something that got you good.
No, because that's all you got is the.
Well, the last one wasn't about age in
Yes,
the
it
last
was.
episode, was
Yes,
it?
was.
I'm good. I'm cooking over here.
Okay.
Let me cook. Yeah.
All right. So I think we've had a few guests on here that are artists. You know, they're either rapping, they're either singing. But this is the first time that we have a bona fide, like a legit producer here.
Yeah, man.
Right. And this is super cool because for the first time, all three of us are like in the same, like we're in the same, we do the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think we're definitely going to talk about some plugins. We're going to talk about production techniques and your mindset when you're producing, because a lot of artists that watch our stuff, they're also producers, or at least, you know, they'll create something and then take it to somebody else to collab on with or whatever like that.
They're vultures. They're looking for sauce.
Including your cousin,
Yeah.
who we've done an album with
course.
together,
Yeah.
right? You know, she plays the piano and
Mhm.
guitar, and she'll bring stuff to us, and then we kind of like, all right, we'll take it from here, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like the separation between singer, songwriter, producer, I think is often maybe more excuse me, more now than ever been understood, but usually you would think, okay, Adele goes in and she makes the record, but
Mhm.
like if you're ignorant to production and everything, but they don't realize how many people are inputted onto one exact record. There's a
Oh,
singer
yeah.
songwriter section, there's a producer section, there's a mixing section, and some even just mastering, where some do both, but at that level of
Right.
quality, they're definitely outsourcing almost every individual faction of creating music.
Yeah.
Right, but once you, like, a lot of people who are ignorant to the process hear that, and they almost think like, oh man, so they didn't even do the song.
No, and that's
You know what
not
I'm
true.
saying?
It's,
Right.
teamwork. I'll tell anybody right now, if you want to be successful, you can't do it yourself.
Right,
It's
collaboration.
impossible. It is impossible. Like you look at, just for instance, Amazon. Jeff Bezos isn't in there making all the stuff. He just created the idea of it. The idea is more important than the actual work itself when it comes to a financial standpoint.
Right, and you can
Um,
begin the infrastructure and initial movement, but like no matter what, for growth, like anything in this world to be successful has to be approved by a lot of people, which means there needs to be people involved in it. It's human interaction and community.
Yeah, 100%.
just on every basis.
I mean, like, for instance, I'm sure one of the last things you've probably worked on, how many people were involved, you know?
The last song that I worked on, you heard me working on it. She was in a room full of songwriters in Nigeria. She literally flew from LA to Nigeria to go track, to go write. And from what I remember, it's like 5 writers in the room.
Yeah.
There were 2 or 3 producers. Probably we count the engineer. That's already 9 people. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm mixing and mastering, so that's 10 people. There's a manager involved.
Yeah.
Who I sent the files to. 11. And then probably somebody helping her with marketing and all that kind of stuff. That's a dozen people.
And that's not a bad thing. Like I always, you'll hear the other side where, like, you know, the people are like, oh, I love Tame Impala because he does everything. And it's like, he does a lot of, he does more than most. I'll give him that. You know, he does a lot of the singing, the writing, the producing, the actual playing of the instruments, and the production. But he's still himself. His mixing and mastering portion is passed down to someone else at the final end, just because he knows he's not stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I can't just have myself be the only source of, what's the word? Correct. Truth. There you go. That's perfect. My only source of truth to say this is good, because music isn't just supposed to be listened by yourself, especially if you're creating. That's where I got into a bad habit like a couple years back, where I was just making so much music, never showing anyone. I'm thinking it's so great, so great, so great. And you show it to someone, they go, eh. I'm like, okay, I got to go back to square one. I thought it was really good, guys.
Right. But I guess there is like also like a balance, because in order to have the passion to make it for other people, you have to first get it past yourself.
100%. 100%.
So I feel like everyone kind of needs to go through that season of, I mean, that's probably the season I'm in right now, is whenever I make a song, I don't plan on showing anybody. I just want to go in the car with the windows down, be like, that's me.
So what's your intent when you're making music? Like what's your visualization?
Like when I'm crafting something
when you wake up, like
scratch.
Like when you wake up, do you say today's a music day?
No,
Okay.
it's always I like making sample packs.
Yeah.
So maybe I try to make sample pack and I just kind of stumble in. It's like pure accident. I just stumble into it. I've started to pick up on a pattern though. It usually happens on like a Saturday morning. So I've got a 6-year-old son.
Yeah.
And like I wake up before him, I get coffee and I go sit in there, and it's like always quiet on Saturdays for some reason. And something about that. And I don't like to make myself work business wise on the weekend. Try not to, but that usually sparks me to start making something.
I get you. I always say there's 3 avenues of making music as a producer. You're making the music for yourself, for the masses, or for producers. Because I see a lot of people get caught up trying to impress producers rather than just make the music for the masses or themselves, which I think if you can hit all 3, that's awesome. That means you're going to do great things.
That happens, believe it or not, I think that happens the most.
You trying to impress a producer?
In church. Like, musicians, like church musicians, like,
so skilled.
They're really, really good. They're super skilled. So you get like albums and songs and generations of records that are just like, you know, infused with a lot of like, you know, very virtuoso type stuff.
Yeah.
And then you'll hear producers and people talk about like, dang, this is a lot of circus music, they'll call it. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the songs that really permeate are the simplest of songs.
Always.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Always.
that don't have a lot of stuff going on, like with the simple chords. And
because it works. Yeah, like when something works, I mean.
So what do you think about like Rick Rubin?
Anywhere?
I love him. Like, I think he's the perfect example of exactly what I was talking about. It's like, he goes like, okay, I don't know how to make music per se, but I have an idea of what sounds right. And what I think that he doesn't tell himself enough, if you read his book, you'll get it a little more, is that he's really trying to inspire the artist to believe in themselves. Like, that's kind of his whole thing. He's like, I'm not making the music. I'm just telling you, this is really good. Or, hey, let's change this. Or, you're a little stuck. Let's, like, for instance, with the System of a Down song, where he pulled out a random book and he flipped to the pages. He said, whichever one stopped on your hand, we're gonna make a song about that. That's just
That's
like sometimes
so
you
cool.
need just childlike ideas that work because of
I think that dude is more of a psychologist than he gives himself credit
yeah,
for.
exactly.
And he's also a voice of the people. Like, he's completely about feel.
Yeah.
There's nothing about what he does or how he does it that's like technical or this is how it's been done in the past or whatever. It's like, okay, you're this type of artist. I feel like people are going to enjoy this. People are going to enjoy if you do it this way, you know? And it's what makes me like whenever, even if it doesn't matter if I'm mixing or producing, the question is always, how does it feel?
Yeah.
How does it feel?
No, for real.
Yeah. Have you seen that clip of him, or it's Benny Blanco, and he's like, him and Ed Sheeran were making a song, and Rick Rubin came to give his input. He walks in the room, just sits there and listens to it 3 times in a row, stands up and goes, "This song makes me feel orange," and just walks out.
Yeah.
And they went and fixed the things that they thought were like that or something. They just got them thinking in a different neural pathway or something. And they
There's a word for that.
changed things around, and they had him check it again. He's like, "It's perfect."
Oh, like perception of music through color.
Mm-hmm.
It's a disorder. Can't remember the name either.
I wouldn't call it a disorder.
Well, that's what they can.
I wouldn't
categorize
mind that
it as.
disorder and the perfect pitch disorder.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
No, see, this is why I highly disagree with perfect pitch disorder, or if you don't call it disorder. Is that like I love Charlie Puth.
Synesthesia.
Synesthesia, yeah.
Yeah.
I love Charlie Puth. I know he has perfect pitch. I like hate his music. Like,
Yeah,
I just
No,
like.
perfect pitch has nothing to do with how.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to me as a producer, for what I want to hear is like I want to hear someone that's not perfect because I'm not perfect. Like there's a part of like humanity and all that where it's like you want to hear stuff that relates to you in a way. And for me, I've only taught myself by ear. I have relative.
That
pitch.
statement right there is
Like-
why everyone is in a position to be able to start providing coaching services. Everyone's in a position to start providing content online. Everyone's in a position to share what they know with someone who would like to be in their position.
Of course. I mean, jealousy inspires, doesn't it? You know, like you can either sit there and be jealous, or you can go, okay, well now I got to do better.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all you can really take away. Like for instance, some people are going to have more tools than you. Like Charlie Puth, he has perfect pitch. He can see the scales in his head. He can feel the scales in his head better. Or even like Ife, super good at piano. Like he's
Well, I
just
don't
been
have perfect pitch.
Oh, I know, but the years and years of like seeing it, that mental map is printed in
Yeah.
your brain. You have a mental map that's printed in your brain. That's something I don't have. So I have to find what can I do better than a person who can play amazing piano and has such beautiful understanding of music theory, or even if you would probably say relative, but he's genius.
Oh, thank
What
you.
can I do to combat that? Because you're always going to be given different circumstances for everyone. Just like LeBron James was destined to go to the NBA because he's 6'8", full muscle, and he can play basketball super amazing.
Yeah.
I'm not that way, but I'm not trying to make it to the NBA either. Music's an even playing field to an extent versus a physical sport.
Right.
So with that being said, you have, in the day of age of which we're at, where there's so much information online, you have the ability to actually, like for instance, my buddy Inhale, Austin, if you're seeing this, shout out. He started making music not even a year ago. I mentored him and helped him a lot. He went from putting loops into Ableton, into understanding compression, understanding what feels good, what sounds good, what's too much, what's overdoing it, and making, like, he has a song coming out on 420 that is absolutely amazing. And I was just like, I remember listening to it and I told him, I said, I'm so proud of you because you went from nothing to putting out a genuine song that a lot of people are going to love to download and play this in experimental bass music scene.
Yeah.
Like, it is just passion. How bad do you want it?
Mhm.
Someone out there wants it more than you every day. So
Right.
what are you going to do? I used to be my biggest motivating factor.
What was Inhale doing every day?
Working. Like he was at a point where he had so much free time to where he could sit down, and I told him, I said, look, you got a lot of free time versus like other people got to work 9 to 5s and everything. You have a lot of free time. Use that. You can sit in here like a monk in the mountains, and just learn from. You can get your 10,000 hours in way quicker than someone who's working a 9 to 5 or even longer hours than that. So even if you work a 9 to 5, that's not a deterrent by any means. But time management, you can only learn so much time. Like there's only so much time to learn. But in today's day and age, you can go on YouTube, you can use AI to learn. Okay, what's the scale of this, and it'll tell you. Okay, here's C major. All that stuff. There's so much tools to use for you to become a better producer and music maker. And you always have to be a student. Like I've always said, like the second you stop being a student, like you're like, oh, I know everything. Oh, I know this and that. You're done. Like you're done. You become convoluted and full of yourself. And then now you believe everything you make is perfect. When in reality, like you're nobody, dude. Like, especially if you don't have the numbers and financial assets behind you that can prove to show that, hey, whatever I'm doing is working, then you're just full of yourself.
Right.
You have to blur that line as much as you can and go, no, I'm always a student. Even if you're making $1 gajillion and touring the world, there's always something to learn and be better at, really and truthfully.
And drive beats talent any day of the week.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Even Sundays.
Even I remember I heard a quote from Skrillex say that he goes, well, what made you so successful? He goes, oh, I just didn't stop. Like where everyone else stopped. Like I just didn't stop. He's like, I had full belief in myself. Like you can have unlimited talent. You can have unlimited attractiveness and be able to manipulate people and grow in a financial world or an industry. But hard work and drive is just something I can't teach a horse to go to the water. What's that term? You can't teach
you can take a horse
to water. Can't make it drink. Exactly that. I mean, and it comes down to you, person watching at home. Like, how bad do you want it? Because anything in this world is possible.
I got a question for you. Yeah. Do you feel like you've put your 10,000 hours in?
Oh, yeah.
And some.
I've been doing it a long time. So like when I switched over, because I started in FL Studio, and I got to learn the ins and outs of that pretty much to every T that I could learn. And then of course my computer broke, my hard drive broke, and I always wanted to switch to Ableton.
The MacBook Air.
And the MacBook Air broke, and I ended up just getting Ableton. I said, well, instead of thinking, I could have like went into full depressed mode, like, oh, there's so much music that I was working on, didn't get finished. I just went, well, it's a clean slate. I don't have to make what I've been making now. All my old tools are gone. So what makes me a good producer? So I just started from nothing again. And in fact, my music.
Right. It's you. It's like I built up this whole like studio business infrastructure with this online stuff and all this situation. And I always like was so terrified if I made the wrong decision or if I had to do it all over again. I was like, if I had to do it over again, I'd get it done in a week. I know where to go. I know how it feels to go through that first initial step. But like you were talking about, like the belief and believing and stuff. And this is something I've talked about a lot on this podcast is like believing. The word believe means you believe it's there. So it causes action.
Yeah.
If I'm standing on a railroad track and I believe a train is coming to hit me, I'm going to move.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people know it's possible and will admit it's possible, but they literally do not have that spirit of belief to drive them to continue on forward.
Yeah, and I think the one thing I learned this year more than anything is set goals. Like put it on paper. Like say that's a reality I want to live or a technique I want to learn or a amount of money I want to make. If you write that down, that puts yourself onto that pressure, that fire on your feet where you're like, okay, now I said it. Now if I don't say it, I'm a loser.
Right.
And I have to do if I genuinely believe I can accomplish said goals, then I should be able to do it. And set realistic goals. Don't say, hey, I want to be #1 artist in the world next year.
Here's a step. Step after that I think that everyone in this room has, but a lot of people might not be able to connect to. And I'm just thinking about that. If somebody heard what you just said, how can they connect with that? Set goals. All right, cool. I've written it down, but my dog grabbed it and put it under my bed. I don't remember what my goals are. Is you have to put systems in place.
Yeah.
Right.
So for instance, Jackson helped me to rearrange some stuff in here to where and Jeff as well, like, hey, you gotta put your camera where it's easy to grab set it up to record content.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like and when I was coming up playing the piano, I always put the piano where I always was able to see it
Yes.
and easy access. I never got a keyboard that didn't have inbuilt speakers when I was first learning, because I didn't want to have to turn on the keyboard, turn on the computer, turn on the just to practice. So I used to have this Casio. It was a cheap Casio, but it was a system that allowed me to practice. I hit that little round little power button and boom, I start playing. Decent sound coming out of it. So for whatever you want to do, make it easy for yourself to get into it. So
it's even the same on digital audio workspaces. Create templates.
Mhm.
Like sometimes it doesn't work for everybody, and you don't have to use a template if you don't like it. But let's say you're making 145 BPM dubstep. There's certain templates you can set up that are going to save you extra mixing time, going to save you just less workaround. Let's say you use Serum every day. Well, you can preset an Ableton instead of just dropping in MIDI. It'll just pop up Serum. If you know that's the first thing you're going to use every day, do that.
You mentioned about somebody that might not have the time for what's it called? To put in that 10,000 hours because they have a 9 to 5 or whatever.
Mhm.
Presets will definitely help you out, because if
Everyone
you work your
uses
job
them.
and then you get home and you have hour and a half and you spend the first 30-45 minutes setting up the session.
That's
You know what I'm saying?
This is all very true, but it is all trumped by belief. No matter what situation someone's in, if they believe and they see it that it's real and they know that they can do it, they're gonna do whatever they have to do. It's obviously best. Even that person would benefit from, like you've said, templates, systems. What is that quote from Atomic Habits? Have you read that book? Oh my gosh.
I don't read.
It's like you don't?
No.
Oh my god.
You don't do what?
I just don't read.
I didn't read either.
I thought you did.
Yeah.
And then I started.
I read Instagram posts.
Yeah, you read all day because you want to.
Yeah.
It's just when it's like sitting down to read a book.
Yeah.
I try to read.
Systems don't rely on goals, rely on systems. Don't rely on motivation, rely on discipline. Those are the things that will get you to your destination.
Yeah, like there's a funny concept I always think about. It's like you think of those people that are fat and sitting on a chair all day just looking at motivational stuff, and they just go to bed. Like part of it is a serotonin response where you see someone tell you you're more than what you are. Like even right now, someone could be listening, but actually use it. Use that motivation. Put the phone down when you feel that motivation and go.
To me, like, do you feel like belief a belief can help you sustain productivity?
Yeah. Well, you have to like what you're doing first off. If you hate making music, define what, like, use an example.
That's what I'm trying to.
That spirit that gets you to move. Like there's a train coming. I believe it's coming. Move. I think so. It's always going to be nagging at you. There's no outrunning it. And that's what part of me is like, not everybody's meant to be a pioneer going out, breaking these barriers, setting out new music careers and just paving not everyone's meant to do that, because everyone was meant to be a leader and a pioneer. Then there'd be no leaders and pioneers. It's like in a mix. If everything's wide, nothing's wide. If everything's loud, nothing's loud.
Yeah, and I would tell people don't convolute yourself that way either. I used to think that way too, where I just, you're 18, 19, you got an ego of a bull, and you think I'm going to be the greatest thing that ever happened, and you push but that pressure you put on yourself can inevitably lead to your denial. Right. Get burnout real quick.
Right, I had that issue too, and I'd say the even bigger issue for me was projecting that on all my friends around me. Like, I'm like, something is wrong with y'all because y'all aren't thinking like me.
Yeah.
Y'all aren't wanting to work as hard as me. Like, we'll all sit around and talk about, we all want to be, producers, engineers, artists. But it's like, of course, everyone would like to do that.
Yeah.
But how much people watching
I went through
it?
That's what I'm asking about, the belief factor. Because
like, does it translate?
No, it translates.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe that it sounds to me more like inspiration. Like you're inspired to, like, I could easily interchange that word with I see a train coming. I'm inspired to move. You know what I'm saying? So like
some people aren't.
Yeah, they're inspired to get in front of it
because
get that out.
they're inspired to die.
Well, that's the thing is they still believe the train's coming. What you do with that information is up to you at the end of the day. You can still not act, but it's nearly impossible to not act if you genuinely believe it's the truth.
I'll give you a perfect example. What I mean by that. My son wants to be in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like he's a great athlete. He's got good hands, runs good routes, all that stuff. Wants to be in the NFL. He believes that he's going to make it to the NFL. But that belief is not stopping him from playing Fortnite instead of going out there and working on his footwork. You know what I'm saying? And working on his conditioning and all that kind of stuff. Like, he still wants to play Fortnite. He still wants to have fun. He wants to do other things. Just like somebody else might still have life things that are going on. You know, I feel like a lot of people that are listening to this, you know, like you mentioned, you know, going to have jobs, going to have kids, going to have school,
Wives,
you know, in college.
Yeah.
You know, they got calculus, you know, whatever.
But who are they doing that for? That's the other thing. If they're doing it, if you're in school because your parents tell you to be in school, that's a waste of time. My personal opinion. If you're in school because you want to be in school, that's different. But you can't have two dreams at once.
But what if you might feel it's a waste of time, but you have a belief that your parents might be trying to lead you in a place that
they are.
Right.
That's not wrong.
Right.
That's not wrong. But they're trying to live through you. And
the reality is this.
They want a better. That's the one thing I love about my parents. They only wanted me to have a better life than they did.
Right.
That was their pure whole summary. No matter what issues they had or feelings towards me at certain times, at the end of the day, their whole mindset, I just wanted you to live a better life than what I had to go through.
Right.
And they gave me a good enough life to where I did. But with my own experiences and knowledge, once you hit a certain age, and if you have the ability to look past the nonsense, like for instance, the whole self-consciousness, because I can't tell you how many people I've talked to where it's like they have 50, 60 songs or just they work and they don't ever put anything out. That you have to say, I am above my self-consciousness. If it's a career path that you want to choose, like if you want to go down the route where mommy or daddy wants you to be an accountant or a lawyer and go to school, well, you can do that. You can become a lawyer. You can go to school, make lots of money. But who did you live for? You lived for your parents. You didn't live for yourself. Because at some point, you're going to get to a point in your life where you went, well, I wanted to do this. I wanted to try this. I wanted to do this, this, and that. And you never got the option because you fell down the rabbit hole.
The reality
of just
is
making somebody happy.
Most kids and most young people are going to work harder by being forced into an environment like school where they're going to have to work harder or they're going to fail literally and waste, however much college costs. But if you just match that energy doing what you're passionate about, if you're not making much, but your family's walking in on you, working 16-hour days because you love this thing so much. They see you trying to build things. It's hard to shove someone like that out the door and be like, go to school or you're on the street. Obviously that does happen, but it's a better scenario.
I think it's very, very easy, actually. And it just depends on your background.
Yeah.
Like, if you go to, kid you not, a Japanese household, Chinese household, Indian household, a Nigerian household, they don't give a dang. What this, that, and the other. You know what I'm saying? That school thing is real. There was somebody that an artist blown up, doing great. Parents still didn't give a dang. You know what I'm saying? But not all of them are like that, but it's a culture and it's a mindset thing that's just there. You know what I mean? And I'm glad we're talking about this because what you're saying is that a lot of people are just stopping themselves because of a lack of belief. But if you look at the whole the big picture, right? How long is school? By the time we're really talking about this school thing, we're talking about 4 years.
Yeah.
Right?
Or
4
high
years.
school?
College. I mean,
College,
most people are like, oh yeah, high school. I'll get through high school.
Yeah.
Most people are cool with that. But people are really talking when we're talking about like
College, yeah. That's what
not
I'm
going to
talking
school.
Mhm.
We're usually talking about college.
Yeah.
That's 4 years, right? I feel like, you know, somebody can still like, you know, if they know that they want to make it in music, they can give up 4 years. You know,
Right. I
for
don't
now.
think you're damaged if you do well in school and you force yourself to finish it and you discipline yourself. I don't think that's damaging. And what I just realized is there's just different types of people in the world. There's just different types. Like I physically cannot force myself to try hard in school or try hard at a job when I've got this music stuff like always on my mind. There is no other option. I can't. Everyone always says I can't do a 9 to 5. It's like I can't. I will literally get a heart attack soon enough. I swear, and drop dead. It's
So-
like there's just different types of people.
So
There's
let's
no
talk-
formula. It's like mixing. There's just no formula.
Let's talk to the different types of people. Let's identify the different types of people. We have people like you who are, I live and breathe this. I can't see myself doing anything else, right? Then you have the people who are like,
Realists, I guess. They go, hey, I might not make it, but I like doing music.
I wouldn't even call that a real. When I think realist, I think of like pessimist. But we'll
yeah.
See, I was going to put
agree with
pessimist
that.
under realist.
I can
Like,
see
I
that.
won't
I'm
even
down
get
to
into
shift
it
the definition.
because
I'm down to
Yeah, but
go with
you
yours.
legit have some people.
like dreamer, realist, pessimist.
You legit have some
Yeah.
people who love making music and are going to keep making music, but to them, yeah, going to college is part of life. And I'm going to do that,
That's good.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
good. I have a lot of
You know,
respect for them too.
right? And then you have the ones that want to be like you, but are being forced to go to school, right? And the like, it's either that or bust, right?
Yeah.
Or nothing. What other category could there possibly be?
Just the pessimist category, where like, why even get into it when there's so much politics, there's so much nepotism, there's
Okay.
so much.
I believe our first 1 or 2 episodes covered that group of people, right? When we talked about how, you know, we talked about how a huge percentage of songs have 0 spins on Spotify because the people that uploaded it didn't even go back in and check if it was uploaded correctly or not.
yeah.
You know, that covers a lot of the music that's on streaming platforms right now. And then the people that actually put in some effort to making something good, but they don't do any promotion, they don't do any marketing, they don't do any content.
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying? There's no personality behind it. There's no story behind it. You know, basically the content side of it, they're not doing that, right? We talked about those people, you know, and the reason they don't do it is for one pessimistic reason or the other.
I fell into
Right?
that category, of course. I understand.
Are you still in that category?
I'm working on. I was just talking to our filmer here about that. I was saying, getting out of the self-conscious state when it comes to being on video or creating a skit or a content related piece of work that you can put onto your Instagram or your TikTok or any of that. It's a different part of my brain. It just is. Like, I always thought maybe it comes in the same musical part of your brain. It doesn't for me. It's a muscle. It is just a muscle
Yeah, it
that
doesn't.
you have to
Yeah.
train. Like,
Remember
at the
now
end
we
of the
talked
day.
about that.
Yeah, well, I could show you one of my first videos, and it's like the most painful thing in the world to watch. But it's like I knew I was gonna have to go through that. There's this mountain. There's the mountain of where we're all at. There's this valley of cringe, and then there's the mountain of success. If you stop anywhere in between, you're gonna land. The only reason you will go down as cringe, your biggest fear for starting, is if you stop.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
even
it.
myself, whenever my fiance, she used to video all my stuff I would do back when I had my blue hair. And I remember she would just get mad at me because it would take a lot of takes for me.
Yeah.
Because I am just a scatterbrained, chaotic person. And so I'd be like, for instance, I had a remix for Carolina Riel. She's a New York artist. And I was shooting this promo for it. And it took like 30 tries of me just going, hey guys, this is Squalzz. I have a new remix coming out for Carolina. Dang it. And I'd redo it again. Or I'm like, it felt like I didn't like that take. Let's do it again. And that's part of that's the gym for content creation. It's gonna come more natural the more and more you do it.
Right, because I always say you got to build. You have to find what is your media personality. Who is that person? Is it going to be the sad Squalzz, the technical Squalzz, the happy, the goofy, the, you know what I'm saying? Which of your, in the combination of those, like you have to identify which of those is most you just want to present yourself as, and you stick with it. And then when this cameras turn on, it's like I'm just looking at a person's eyeball. That's all. It's like just a person I know right there.
I actually think the otherwise, where like I don't think there's a camera there. I just try to be the same exact person on or off camera, because being the double reality thing, it's too hard. I did that for a long time, and it messed with my head, really, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, and I'd say not like in the sense of super like in the effort to become
the character.
Popular. Yeah. I'm saying like when I'm doing a mixing tutorial.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Jackson Mix It. I'm here. I'm going to show you this cool plugin. Like I'm going to bring a certain energy to that. That's the version of me, as opposed to like, and if I'm not excited that day, then I'll just get some good sleep and I'm schedule it for tomorrow.
There's no right way. I mean, really and truthfully.
We're talking about like all those different people, and they all exist, right? But I really do strongly believe that when you put systems in place, it will negate whatever kind of person you are.
Yeah.
Like if you're the pessimist, for instance, and you put systems in place that allows you to keep making the music and the content. If you're the person in school and you put systems in place that, okay, this is the time that I'm going to have for studying, and then all I have to do to go into music mode is this, because I got the swivel table and my music computers here, and do this. You know what I'm saying?
It's like they say, don't watch TV in your bed, because that bed should just be for you to sleep.
That's a system.
It's the exact same thing.
It's a system,
right? Now, when you said it like that, It clicked for me. I know exactly what you're talking about.
And that's what I'm saying. So for like, find your system. Find systems that some people, they want to go to the gym. They'll go to sleep in their gym clothes so they can get up, brush their teeth, and
they shower the night before. Yeah,
shower the night before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I used to, everything I've built, everything where I'm at right now, my website, every page I have, I built and started and established working full-time jobs. On my lunch break, mixing songs, getting paid on my lunch break, sneaking out to the car and going and just making a beat just to feel alive for a second. Literally, bro, that's how I was literally like rotting in a cubicle and gotta get out there, dude. But like stuff like that, like if you want it to making the systems needs the fuel that is belief, inspiration, I guess.
And even on the producer side, just to, I guess, go into the producer world of things, there's actually plugins that can help you that way too. Yeah. Like for instance, the isotope mastering. Like let's say you're working on a little beat and you go, oh, this sounds real puny in the car. Well, you could just throw on some isotope preset, and that fix your insecurity of like, well, this isn't a finished product. Well, now you can get it to the point where it's someone with deaf producer ears couldn't tell the difference if you're still working on it or not. And same with plugins. There is a level where you can buy quality. There's
like tonal balance.
Tonal balance, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Tonal balance to give you a curve for hip hop and a curve for country.
No, I use for all these tools. Like it's the greatest thing ever. Logic integrated this AI mastering stuff like iZone. Yeah, so you just click master and it just reads the whole track in real time. It gives you an EQ curve. You can change the tone of it, like tube, clean, whatever. It gives you the width. Yeah. It's the widest setting for the core, and it has the correlation meter. And I use that just to figure out what does it think I should do, and then I'll go back and adjust my settings because I like to do it.
Because guys, I'll tell you right now, if you're making music just in your room, it's not treated properly. You're going to hear things wrong. Just how it is. I used to think, oh, it's not true for years.
Yeah.
But there's times where when you go, how come when I hear it in my studio, it sounds great, and I go to the car, it sounds terrible? It's because your room, it just doesn't sound like a professional studio.
If you overtreat, you're in a black hole, and you'll be compensating for things that don't need
aren't even
be
there, man.
compensated.
I
Yeah.
can't even tell you how many times I've done that, dude. Oh my gosh.
Well,
Where
that's probably
I
a
call it like
symptom.
phantom mixing syndrome, where like
Yeah.
you're like, okay, you're in the car and you're listening, and you're like, okay, yeah, no, I just have to shelve right here at 2.2 dB, and that'll fix everything. And then you go into you go into your session, and then you go on the master chain, you get an EQ curve, and you put like some hard like -2 gain,
geez.
and then you come back out, and you just keep going back in and out of your car from your studio, and you go to studio in your car.
What a sad
Now you're in
thing.
insanity loop, which I've done many times.
Oh,
So
yeah,
I stopped doing that.
I've watched you
Yeah.
be in insanity loop
Yeah.
mode.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh
No,
yeah.
that used to be like that was part of my like alcohol abuse cycle.
Really?
Was that when I first started getting mixing clients, the level of imposter syndrome, I would sit there and drink and just up and down the stairs of my apartment, back and forth to the car, probably 15 times before I would send version 1, and I would send it and just and then I'd see they sent a response, and it's like,
They go, sounds cool, thanks.
yeah, they're like, I knew I
I
should
got
have
a
believed
question
in
for you. Were you
myself.
using references back then?
No.
Why not?
I don't know why I did anything I did. That
Okay,
was
gotcha.
like when I first started mixing, I realized looking back on it, the reason I got clients is because I was big on like vocal production effects, stutters, like reverse reverbs, like just cool stuff like that.
Mm.
That's what I realized I was doing. I shouldn't have sold it as like a quality enhancement. Although I think I did okay, but it doesn't matter. It got me
Ain't
here.
nobody going out there to buy quality enhancement. They want a mix engineer.
Yeah. Well, with
You know what I'm
someone who
saying?
doesn't know the difference, they might just feel like, well, this guy's going to make everything sound better. They don't know what quote unquote mixing is. Like, for instance, the sub, like I used to do this too. Like I used to be like, oh, I'll mix your record. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And I would get there. It would be like rap beats and stuff, and it'd be an 808, and I would just throw like isotope trash on it, and I'd boost it like 2 dB, make the kick. I'd just enhance the main harmonic of the kick, and so basically now the sub and the kick are this giant mass that are taking over your whole earphone.
Yeah.
But in my head, I was like, well, I'm enhancing the track. I'm adding harmonics that weren't there. But in reality, I may have ruined some mixes. But to be fair, the
That's what it
clients liked
takes.
it.
Yeah, I know.
Man,
Yeah.
The dude, like Squalzz, you used to have these records that they would be pumping so painfully.
Yes.
Because you wanted the limiter to do what it did. And like, when it's pumping so hard, it feels like a vacuum in your soul is just shredding you apart.
And I loved it. Like,
Oh
I
my
did
God.
too. I did.
And I'll be like, Squalzz,
Yeah.
just turn it off. Turn it off.
Yeah.
And he'll turn it off. I'm like, okay. Now let's just go back to, and we'll go look at the drums and like, look, see that peak right there going slam.
Red.
Let's just control that, you
Yeah.
know, and
Just
then
shave
we'll-
it. Yeah.
Yeah. And we'll go back to some of the, like
He brings me back to the basics
Yeah,
all
the
the time.
basics,
Like when I
dude.
come back here, I'm always like, I'm coming back to the basics. Like we'll run a session and I'll hear, like for instance, I'll just hear one of the mixes when we leave and everything. And I'm just like, this is perfect. And I'm over here and it's not a brick wall limit. Like I love brick wall limiting because of dubstep and stuff. It's just a common, trope of dubstep is a lot of loudness wars and stuff.
right.
But then I came here and I realized dynamics are so important to the soul of the music.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Even if you're making some really crazy experimental dubstep, because what he taught me, and it was actually before the whole saturation and clipping phenomenon. He told me this like years ago. He goes, look, you can actually achieve that fake limited maxed out sound by just using a clipper or just saturating something a little more to come out, so the 808 isn't just a blank sine wave. Like so now, yes, because you're mixing on Yamaha HS5s, you don't even, he used to tell me this all the time. He goes, I go, well, the sub sounds good there. He goes, you don't have a sub. He goes, you don't have a sub. Like you're making that up, whatever you're hearing. And he would say, look, we can achieve that exact same loudness by, let's say, if you have a sine wave 808, you can add a saturator or a plugin that's specifically like a Vitamins by Waves
Yeah.
that is going to enhance the harmonics in the mid. That's going to make that perceived sound. Because he always used to use this word perceived. He goes, you want to be really loud, but you need perceived loudness.
Yeah.
Because now you're just killing a bunch of masters. You're killing a bunch of tracks.
Straight up.
Yeah.
And it hasn't changed, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I still think that way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for
It's
real.
true. No, and I mean that's helped me a plethora of times. Like I'm mixing right now a remix, not for Doechii, but of Doechii's song "Denial Is a River."
Okay.
And I got into the mixing phase where the track's done. I'm just mixing, and I ruined it so bad. But that's why you make separate copies.
Yeah.
Always make separate copies when you're changing mixes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because I would just go back to the car and I'm like, yeah, it's loud, but now I don't even know what's going on. Now it's just,
And then you've heard it so much you can't even
you
hear
can't tell.
straight.
You
don't even know what sound.
You just throw a mid-side EQ on because you're like, you know what?
And
this
don't
needs
get-
a mid-side EQ.
It still happens to me all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be like, yo, Jackson, come listen to this because I don't know what's going on right now. Or I'll be like, hey, I'm about to send you a Audio Movers link.
Yeah.
Just tell me what you hear. I'll hit play and then I'll just start I'll just chill. All right, what'd you hear? Because, and we're like, oh, it's doing this, it's doing that. And like, oh, okay, I guess I can hear that.
And what's
Guys,
funny is
collaboration, man.
most of the time my
Collaboration.
response in that situation is, sounds like a good song. Because I hear it
And
as
I'm
a song, and
disappointed.
he's hearing it as, you hear the master's too hot, the kick distorted right there.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
dude,
There's the click.
right.
Yeah.
But you won't believe that you've seen some of my notes, like
Yeah.
from some of my clients. It's preposterous.
They do give some crazy
oh
notes.
my god! Shout out to all the clients that just to give you like 2-3 things to touch on, and sign off. Well, the rest of you guys, we love you anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe that there's like timestamps. Like, please, just if you send notes, like time. It seems like the most basic thing ever. I'm still dealing with clients that just like on the second half of the third verse, like that one part where it like just label your tracks how you want to reference them when you want revisions and include timestamps.
Okay.
Well, sometimes they don't know either. That's the other thing.
Little gem nugget for producers who have the budget for it or mix engineers. I use Samply. It's what I use for delivering my mixes to my clients, and it has this feature that I believe they kind of took from SoundCloud, where you can put your note on the timestamp.
Yeah,
and that is so helpful. So when they get there, they'll just hit pause and just type in something, and I can see exactly what that timestamp is, and I just go back.
FilePass does that too. Brian
FilePass does,
Hoods. Yeah, and it's got that paywall. They can look at all the revisions in order, comment on different parts,
Yep.
and then they can't download the final one until they pay through FilePass.
Interesting.
Yeah, Brian
Yeah.
Hood's a savage.
Yeah, Samply does the same. I just one of my guys, shout out Gigs, he put me on the Samply, and I've just been on Samply since. But
I'll try that out.
FilePass is solid too.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I'd say FilePass because
Really?
it has more features. I think.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
He was a mastering engineer, and then he went into he started a podcast, Six Figure Studio or something like that.
Mhm.
And then he transitioned into Six Figure Creative. He launched this. It's the website host I use, Easy Funnels.
Mhm.
It's a website host just for music producers, studios. It's just for that.
Interesting.
It's
Yeah, that's what I
it's
used to.
great. But yeah, he made FilePass, and so it's just they'll all tie together and talk to each other and just
Yeah, check
smooth
it out.
sailing.
I mean, I think the most valuable thing, and it's not for everyone because not everyone's like this, but in my opinion, I think collaboration is just the best way to make music.
Oh, yeah.
It is. I find it's number one. It's so much fun to get two different,
100%.
complete different inspiration. Like that's why I love making music with you. Is it feels like me and him are so black and white when it comes to the ideas and options. Like
Yeah.
where I remember we had this one
black
argument.
and white.
We had this one argument where he's like, "This key is not in key.
It's
This
all
note
out
is not
key."
in key." I go, "Dude, if you take it out, it sucks." And he's like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "This is not in key of the song." And I'm like, "Dude, just leave it. It sounds good. And then I left the room and he took it out and he played it. I'm like, "I know you took out that note." And he put it back in for us. But I like fighting for what you believe is right
Yeah.
in a mix, because sometimes compromise is going to help you out in life. Sometimes you just have to compromise.
Here's a simple reason why I believe, like, passionately in collaboration. There's been no point in history where people made music by themselves.
No.
Whether it's, you go back to the Victorian era or anytime during the classical era, it was always, it's a symphony, it's an orchestra. Before that, Native Indians, and they're playing drums, together. It's always people playing music together. Or you go to the, 1900s, 1800s, when bands started coming to play, or when rock started, or country, or whatever you want to call it. You have your drummer, bass player, guitar player, keys, and whatever, and the singer. It's always people together. The only time in history where we started making freaking music by ourselves is now, because of a computer.
Yeah.
Now we think we're everything. We think we all that in a bag of chips. Get out and make music with some people, man.
It's
like, for
awesome.
real.
It's so fun.
It's so important. Like the spirit, like I don't know. Some people can get away with it, but I feel like the best songs are with people. Like, I feel like what Bruno Mars did with what's
Gaga?
his name?
The Gaga song?
No. With the group he formed with, it was Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak. Like,
Silk Sonic. Yeah, dude, that was awesome.
That's magical.
I remember I called
Bruno
you.
Mars can't make that by himself, and Anderson .Paak can make that kind of sound by himself either. You go look at Bruno Mars's team. Like, it's I can't remember the bass player. It's the same guy. He's also a producer. In actually half the band is a production team. You know what I'm saying? I can't. All their names are, I'm drawing blanks right now.
Yeah.
But all these guys are literally in the studio with people all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Because it's like it's a you want to have a council of thoughts on everything, in my opinion, especially when you're on the professional level, because you have people that have been in the industry for years, and then you have people that are brand new, and you just get to share ideas. Like, that was the coolest thing I did love about school, is you're forced to be with people you don't know, then you get to know them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just a social person. I love talking to people, and that was the one thing I loved the most about school. But that's what I found the most fun in collaborating. I've been making music with so many people, from my boy Austin to my boy Matthew to my boy Jorge, and they're all different. Some of them have zero idea of what music is, and I love that. Like, they're like, I've never made music before, and I go, please just come make music with me. I get a fresh perspective, and we'll make some weird ska punk music with my friend Jorge. With my boy Matthew, we'll make these beautiful Bryson Tiller type songs, because he loves Bryson Tiller. And then with Austin, we're trying to make LS Dream, Sully type music, or Tape B. Like, I get to almost pretend 3 different styles of ideas, because I'm just the producer. What I like being a producer is I like people to feed me ideas.
Yeah.
I just love it, because sometimes the idea is the most important part, and I'm better at taking something on a technical side and then putting my own spin on it. Like, I'm a remixer. I started as a remixer, so my brain works like a remixer. So if you give me, like, you sat down the guitar and played a little bit, to me, I get to remix that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, okay, I hear your idea.
That's how you're thinking about
Let's
it.
try putting this chord progression under the way you use. You may have sat down and played a simple D, G, C chord progression, but the notes you're hitting, we can do some really cool stuff to harmonize what you're singing. And then I'll show them, and they're like, oh, this is cool. I love remixing, rethinking, because music is a language, and you can use words any way you want to.
Yeah.
Bro, I wish I had more bandwidth for us to make more music together again, because, like, sometimes, like, I'll start something on keys, and then I'll just leave the room, right? And then I'll
put an LFO on it, and he'll start chopping, and I'll put
and then start working on the drums, and I'll come in, all right, cool. Add another layer, maybe do some bass or whatever, and then he'll go pick up the guitar, start tuning it, plug it in, plug me, so they don't forget the idea. Just drop it real quick. You know what I'm saying?
And it might not even sound like a guitar when we're done.
Oh, yeah.
That's one thing that I've always been, is you don't have, if you're using a guitar, it doesn't have to sound like a guitar. If you're using a piano, it doesn't have to sound like a piano. I've always said, Sting said it perfect. Music is all about surprise. If you can surprise the listener, you've done a great job. At the very end, they don't have to like it, but if you surprise them, they're going to think about it. Right. They're going to think about it all the time. And I mean, he's a genius when it comes to the right chords with the right notes he's singing at the same time. Like whenever you're hearing what's the song that Juice WRLD sampled? Beautiful song. Stranger in New York. Stranger in New York. Whenever you hear that, those guitar notes, that how he accompanies with it with his vocal, it becomes resonant. Like every note resonates with each other because they're just harmonically right under each other's third or fifth every single time.
Yeah.
And you're like, wow, that's just
Genius.
mind blowing. And again, that isn't just something you sit down and you start playing and write. It comes with thought.
Right.
And you can tell the difference between someone who's using thought in their music or just a loud 808 distorted Key Glock song, you know, which I know diss to Key Glock. He's amazing too. But rap beats can be simple.
So you went from FL to now Ableton.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What's your go-to? Like you're about to start making a record. What production plugin are you pulling up first?
Every time? Serum.
Serum,
yeah.
So you're a Serum guy.
Yeah,
huh?
I am. I've really, to me, everything that comes out of that software has its own little polish to it. Like the modules inside just have this natural polish. And now with Serum 2, it's just even better. It's way, way, way better. I created some really cool, I love FM synthesis. I think that plugin does the proper way to do FM synthesis without it sounding terrible, because just the slightest notch on FM when you're modulating something can really change it. But they now in Serum 3 they have phase distortion FM, but the phase distortion is how it used to sound the original one, but now they have true FM distortion, FM modulation on Serum 2, which to me I haven't been the biggest fan of so far, because like I said, the tiniest little turn of that modulation can really change.
You can't change the resolution of that?
You can compromise it by putting maybe like a soft clipper right after to maybe get rid of some of the really harsh peaks that get created when you're doing some of the modulation. But tone wise, you got to use a lot of ear, because it's going to take stuff out of tune a lot of times.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're really big on modulation a lot.
Honestly, I mean, I am, to the extent that a VST will have like high level modulation on it, like the sub 37 over there. It has some modulation on it. It doesn't get into like super deep layers, like you can get with a Serum.
Serum makes it easy. It makes it
or
really
like with
easy.
an Euro Rack or something like that. I don't. Yeah.
Like, do you ever use Massive?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I use Massive X too. Yeah.
Or FM8.
FM8.
Those are really cool.
Oh my god, FM8 just sounded terrible to me. I mean, maybe I just didn't know how to really work it.
If you're using it for the bass music side, it's almost a completely different animal, really. Because like you can, like, what I've learned a lot is that you can go hold one MIDI note and you can make magic with modulation. Yeah, like you can make, because you can just basically, like for instance, let's say you just hold E on the MIDI note for 4 bars, and you have a dubstep 140 BPM going like. You can now use that groove, start pitch bending that first note up so it's going, and now you have a slight pitch bend there. Now you throw on the FM modulation, you throw the LFO onto the cutoff, you modulate the rate from 1/4 all the way to 32, and you can do it just by automating. You got to hear it in your head first. I always say, hear it in your head first. It's way easier than sitting there trying to automate random stuff. And you can create something that's going, and just one note. Just one note. That's all I had to play.
Yeah,
that's all I had to
for you to be able to do that, you have to go in there. So if you don't understand wavetables and synthesis and all that stuff yet, you have to go in there and don't be afraid, don't be scared. Like Jackson said, you gotta be okay with that value of sucking, right? And just play around with stuff. Find out how all those knobs work, how they move, how they function. Remember, we had the one session that one time where we were trying to do too much at the time, so you had your hands on some knobs, and then I'm over here playing stuff, and I had my hand on one more knob. And you're like,
we're just modulating.
But what were we doing? We were playing. It sounded so amazing. I still hear it in my head till this day, like 4 years ago. But just go in there and just play with it.
It's a toy. Like, it's a toy,
and especially now with AI, just and I mean, I love Splice, but Splice being there, it's like everything's already preset and baked and done.
I'm not anti-splice. Yeah.
No.
I'm not
I know you're not.
Yeah.
But having that in your arsenal as a producer can be game changing because you'll be able to do stuff that nobody's done in that specific type of way because there's so many different permutations for what you can do with synthesis and oscillators and I know in Serum you can map anything to anything.
Yeah, and like I said,
It's crazy.
But if you look at it, you look like an idiot because you're just clicking this.
Yeah.
Like when you're on your MIDI, like that's all
You
you're
can do
clicking.
that on here
is this.
on the mode.
Yeah. And you can create crazy stuff, like
Yeah.
especially that arpeggiator on there.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! I walked
The
in, you guys
RPG
keep
engine
looking
is
at it.
insane.
Yeah, I mean,
You can make it work with a filter. You can make it work with the LFO. You can make it work with just about anything.
yeah, that's why I tell people you don't have to know music if you want to, especially in the dubstep world. Like you really don't. You just have to have it's such a free. That's why I've loved it more than ever. Like I when I first got into music, it was because of Skrillex. I wanted to make dubstep, and I could not get a grasp of it at all. But I had a grasp of chords just because of my brain. When I was a kid, I used to always play around the piano. I always loved chords and beautiful stacks, 4-chord stacks of anything. That's why I loved Avicii so much. And I went down the melodic route where that was my first initial
He looks
sound.
like Avicii.
And you go down this melodic route where you're learning a bunch of music theory of chords, and then I realized I can't use that in dubstep. I can use it for the chord progressions at the beginning, but in the drops, you really have to understand modulation. And you have to take a step back and go, yeah, this sounds a little weird, but that's the point.
Right.
Like it's off, like compared, like there's no perfect tuning on all those like weird FM saw modulated bass growls and stuff. They're kind of moving through different pitches, but that's the point. It's these rise and falls of these sounds.
Yeah, it's music.
And some of it is, I'm a big fan of saying, hey, go on Splice, download 20 random things, throw it in, set a basic, just like your classic drum loop, and just throw random stuff in there, throw it at the wall till something fits. You go, oh, I like that. And now you can modulate that. Like, let's say you have these random bass stabs going boom. You can put a Ableton Roar on top of that, max it out. Now it's just distorted. You can print that now, chop it into 2 notes. So now it'll go, instead of going boom, it's going boom, boom. Like you can really manipulate sound so much on Ableton that I didn't get the love on FL, and I couldn't feel in FL because in Ableton they have the natural what's it called, where you're looking at the audio file and the audio file dips off.
Envelope?
Oh, the decay?
An envelope, yeah,
Okay.
it has a volume envelope on everything.
Okay.
Everything. And that has helped me so much when it comes to precise stabs or precise placement of where I want everything, because you can make something that's going like boom, 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 and it can fall right on the kick where it's like boom, 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 boom. Or you can put it on top of the kick, so now it's going vroom, vroom, vroom,
Yeah.
and it's hitting. Because you can move it. All you have to do is move it just a little bit over. I've always been a fan of that. If you print anything, move it around, chop it up again, and you'll just never run out of ideas. Like I've always said, like I'll get to a point when I'm making music, I go, okay, this is the canvas. Now I'm just gonna add all the details. Like it's like almost like if you're drawing a hill with the sun. Okay, you have the green paint, you have the blue paint, you have that little bit at the top that's the yellow. And now I'm just gonna add in all these little details that are just gonna make it feel more natural.
The
and then
birds,
now,
the flowers.
and now you're like, ooh, a tree right there. Cool, put a tree right there.
So if you were to start all over again, would you
a
go
grizzly
straight to
bear
Ableton?
eating a
I
person
would.
right there.
Yeah, I would. I mean, I loved FL because there's one thing that FL has that Ableton doesn't, which I haven't figured out yet. I think there's a way to bypass it. Is when you click onto the MIDI, it'll play it. Like let's say like you're on FL and you click F5, it's gonna play F5
Yeah.
the second you click it. Where Ableton doesn't do that. At least
Logic
how I
does
have
that.
it, how I have it set up, I might have to fix it. So I have to like constantly press play to hear what I'm actually writing. But since I've wrote a lot of music, I kind of know what I'm doing. But sometimes I'm off by 1 or 2 keys.
Yeah, that's weird. Now that I think about it, all my times in Ableton, I don't ever remember it playing when I click it.
How I have it set up. Maybe there's a way to bypass it. Where it does, like where when you click the MIDI note, it'll play with it. But as of right now, it doesn't. That's
no
the
way
only,
they don't have that.
This is the only thing that I have a deficit with Ableton for. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's so nice being able, like on Logic, you click the note, you hear it, and you hold Alt, and then
Yep.
You can just hear it rising, and then you just lock it in.
But yeah, Ableton, you kind of, for how I'm using it right now, I could be ignorant to it. I've only been using it for about a year.
I'm gonna ask ChatGPT.
Yeah. Chat. What am I doing wrong, chat? But yeah, I love Ableton. I know you've played around with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is there what is the turn off for you? Because I know the PreSonus is awesome.
Yeah,
too.
I mean, Studio One just works for me.
Yeah.
I just feel like, it just allows me to be super immersive in mixing hybrid, but then I can, in a quick second, be producing. And now it's like it integrates. It has its own integration with Splice, which is nuts.
That's actually cool.
So you can set your tempo and your key in the session. So it's only going to bring you, when you search anything, it's only going to bring stuff that's in that key, or it'll automatically transpose the entire library for you. Or if you want ideas, you know what to do. You can take your session, drop it in a Splice, and it'll send suggestions based on
That's interesting.
And you see what I'm saying?
That's really interesting.
And it'll send you suggestions based on that. It's crazy, dude. So
open the MIDI clip. Double click on a MIDI clip to open the MIDI note editor. Locate the preview button. Above the piano keyboard on the left side of the MIDI note editor, you'll see a small headphone icon labeled preview. Activate preview. Click the preview button to enable it.
Okay, so it's
it
fixable.
Will be highlighted. Yeah.
I'm going to do that literally when I get home. That was my only thing I didn't like about Ableton.
Yeah,
once enabled,
you'll hear the corresponding sound whenever you click on a note in the piano roll, move a note up or down,
you
draw a
couldn't
new
hear
note.
the note?
No. I would have to draw on the MIDI, then press play.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, it made me think different. I always I'll fix that when I get home. So there you go.
Yeah. I had a friend that had the same issue with Omnisphere. They didn't know that as you're scrolling through, you can get like a quick sample of what that sound is.
Yeah.
As you hit it. This is a little play button you got to hit, and then it turns it on.
Do you want to
hear?
You
didn't know that for a long time.
So you remember how many VSTs I had, right?
Yeah.
You want to hear all that I use?
What?
This is literally all I use right now. Serum, samples, and
CLA vocals.
Not even. It might be it.
Serum and samples.
That's it. Yeah.
All right, folks, you heard it here first. Serum and samples. That's the way to go. Dude, that's crazy.
Because to me, I'm like, I
can't even ask you your Desert Island plugins. Like, you're done.
Yeah, that's all crazy. I need.
Were you talking instruments wise, or
because then I can play guitar. So if I want guitar, I'll just play it.
Because I'm guessing you're using mostly Ableton plugins for processing, right?
Yeah, yeah. And then I'm so big on just like printing and remixing as I print. Like that's just been such a fun way to make music. Because it feels like what I always did, and Ife would always tell me as well, it's like sometimes you put too much on the canvas. Like sometimes like not all these things can come through if you have this much. So what I love about sampling myself is that you still feel like you're doing something new, you're adding to the track, but there's still only 4 core elements: sub, mid bass, drums, and FX. That's like all I try to really think about. I try to think my mid bass, which is I have a template where I route everything that's in the drop is going to be in the mid bass template. That's a bass. It's going to get sidechained with GM Audio Ducker, and then I have my sub. So that's only usually one track of a Serum, or I use the Ableton.
So mid bass is not necessarily bass instruments. It's sounds.
It's just everything in the drop basically that I want to get ducked. Okay. I have that routed, and in that mid bass section, I have an EQ that cuts at 100 hertz. Sometimes I'll vary it, and I usually do a soft curve. I was a big believer in the hard curve, but I don't know why. Recently, I've gone to the soft curve on the EQ on that mid bass, and then on the sub section, hard curve at 100.
Did you know that sonically, if you have the harder of a cut you have on the low end of any track, it increases your peaks.
Yes, that's why I stopped doing. I noticed this like harshness, little like I was
Yeah.
it was be louder and it's not loud. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you'd see everything
It's like,
redlining,
yeah,
but it's not
yeah.
loud. So I switched to the slope, the
Yeah.
slower slope on my mid
There you go.
sections, because in bass music, you have to have the kick and the sub doing the right thing. Or because if you ruin
Do you
that,
side chaining those two to each other?
I do,
What do you
two
use?
separate ones. So I have 3 separate ways of side chaining. My main one is obviously you can route your mid and your sub to another channel just called total, and you put in GM Audio Ducker, and it's going to side chain where the kick is. And my other way is that I'll do mid bass not being side chain, and then I'm only side chaining my kick to the sub with soothe. That's
Okay.
like my other one that I use, which is kind of, I guess, multi-band.
Mm-hmm.
I like that one as well. Or 2 different GM Audio Duckers on the sub channel and the mid bass channel. Maybe one's
I'm
doing
not familiar with GM Audio. Ducker.
amazing.
Is it wide band or
It's
like one band?
Have you seen Kickstart?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Kickstart 2, not Kickstart 1.
Yeah.
Where it like shapes on the kick.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it does. It does that, but it was cheaper, so I went with that one.
Cheaper? Kickstart's like $12.
Yeah.
It was like $10, I think. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Penny pinching over here. You know?
Yeah.
And it's just to me, it doesn't. It looks like what you were saying with the old Waves plugins, where it looks like real basic. So it's just I do not think the plugin's doing anything else than what it's supposed to do. I'm a good customer. I get convinced very easy that stuff is the best thing. This is the amazing fix to all your problems. Like when Soothe came out, I was like, I have to get Soothe. When God Particle came out, I was like, I have to get God Particle. It's going to change everything. And so I get easily manipulated by the big plug-in industry that says this is going to be the best way to do anything. So when I saw GM Audio Ducker, I wasn't a believer at first, and then my buddy Austin got it, and his side chaining was just perfect, and I went, okay, this is just what I have to use. And so basically, it shows you, it's like a window into your song where it shows the kick coming through and how much is not being side chained, like where's that cross point.
Yeah.
And you get to really adjust the cross point exactly how you want it. It's perfect.
Oh, that's nice.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
But that's been my go-to right now.
Didn't you used to use another one? What's the
LFO tool.
LFO tool?
Yeah, I was big
You
on LFO.
put me on
tool.
LFO tool. Do you still use it?
No, I lost it because of the losing it. Yeah, but I still use LFO modulation, LFO manipulation all the
'Cause
time. Like
I'm
the
looking
same
at GM
concept.
Audio. It looks like LFO tool.
I'll use the same concepts that I learned on LFO tool. I'll just do it in the DAW.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of stuff you can just do in DAW too,
Mhm.
that plugins offer that easier access to do.
Mhm.
But if you just understand what it's doing, like if LFO tool, it's routing through 1/4 of the sound, and you're making a triangle. It's going, I mean, you just paste that onto a utility that has an audio, and you just draw that triangle, and it does the exact same thing. So I was like, well, I don't need it that much.
Do you like Sound Toys stuff?
I do. They
yeah.
do Alter Boy, right?
Yeah.
I love.
I know you love Alter Boy. I know you love the Mix Rack.
Mix Rack was dope.
Mix
Lost
Rack.
that too.
Dude, that thing used
but-
to crash the crap out of my computer.
Not
Ours
anymore.
too. We
Yeah.
got a few
Yeah, yeah.
sessions where I'm like,
Yeah,
all right, load
bro,
up Mix
like-
Rack and everything.
Like we were like, you know
The
what?
idea's
We can't even
great.
use it right now.
The idea is amazing, but
They also have Echo Boy, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Pan Man, but
Panman's good.
the panner in the Arteria EFX motions I was telling you about,
Yeah.
I like
I'm
it.
getting that as soon as I get home.
I like it so much more.
Yeah, I think you really like that.
Yeah.
The presets are it's just so fun to roll through. You can turn any noise into a whole pad just with the click of a like ethereal pad.
Do you know what Fred again is? Really? Oh wow, well, Fred
Who?
again's this. He's blowing up like real big. He's a DJ that makes a lot of. I would consider house music. It's his own genre. You have to listen to it. He makes all his
See.
music by starting a pad sound or an arpeggio sound. He'll run it through like 50 reverb, so it's just this like sound, like this one sound that comes through, and he writes on top of it because it gives him like already a key and a space to work
Fred
in.
again.
Oh yeah.
Click. What? What? Did he really change his name? Yeah, that's him. I guess he wanted to be funny, but yeah, He's awesome. He's a G.
Yeah.
He taught me another way of, not him personally, but just from hearing his Beats One interview with Zane Lowe, is like using these pads to start. Like, because I think everyone's biggest problem is starting. Like, what do I do? What do I want? What do I want to sound like?
Right.
Sometimes you go into a session saying, I'm going to make a song just like blank, 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 and then it becomes nothing like
Right. That's when
It's
you
the
set that
process.
standard, you inherit their rules and the need to measure up. That's why, like, you know, hearing you talk about this, you know, dance music and EDM stuff, it's like recording a guitar and turning into whatever the heck you want to. But if you're recording a guitar to go into a dense heavy metal track, like your tone is going to be like put under a magnifying glass. Like now there's like a bar to live up to.
Yeah.
But when you just make sounds that you like from messing around and it's just you don't have to justify anything.
No, that's why I like dubstep a lot. It's because I think that was one of my biggest problems I ran into is like, okay, this is cool, but
Is there still a big market for dubstep?
Oh yeah, man. Okay. It's huge. It's underground. It's giant right now. Okay. Like shout out Tate B, shout out Sully, shout out LS Dream. All those guys are
LS Dream. I like that name.
He makes beautiful music, and he's a guy that he's an Ableton wizard too, where it's like you hear some of the stuff, you go, I don't even know. I have no idea how that happens. How you synthesize
10,000 hours. That's how.
Yeah, man. He is such a good.
And going through the valley.
And he doesn't just make blah, 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 and stuff. He makes really beautiful music too, in the melodic sense as well. I think he was a classically trained pianist before he got into dubstep, which is a really cool avenue to like if he decided to go into dubstep, you would have your own way of thinking of it because you have such a different understanding of scales and tones compared to someone who's like, I like Skrillex.
I make like so.
Do you often make like really chill stuff, like lo-fi stuff or anything?
Yeah, I made 70 songs. I was supposed to be a ghost producer for a Spotify playlist for chill music. I made like 70 in 2 weeks. It was one of the craziest experiences of my life, right? They said, I'm going to pay you blank amount. I need this done in 2 weeks. I need 70 songs. And I went, okay. I've never done that before, but I like the pressure.
Yeah.
So I went and I created all these different chill lo-fi songs. And they never even took it, so I just made them. But I like doing it. To me, they're easy.
You got to put those up on... like, you know that Lo-Fi Girl? Have you seen her on YouTube?
Yeah.
Like, if you get in that playlist, if you have 70 songs uploaded and it's a playlist and someone just plays through it, streams are like, people always complaining about how they don't generate much money, but so you just have to level up the catalog. If you send someone through a 70 song playlist of your music with something so calm like lo-fi where it could be on and it's not demanding their attention. To me, that sounds like I've always wanted to put out like a humongous.
Oh, was it lo-fi though?
Lo-fi
album.
chill. Some of them were kind of like just kind of backbeat music. They were good too. There's some in there that I think about maybe sampling them again because the idea of going, this has to be done versus I want to make music is such
I love
different way of making music to where you don't even care about
I did it with Saeed.
Yeah,
we were supposed to do like the goal was 20. But the difference was that it wasn't just making the track, like writing the song, lyrics, everything, tracking, recording. We did like 10 songs in like 3 days.
That's still pretty good.
I love when someone sends me a beat and goes, I want this beat, but I can't use it because someone bought the exclusive. Can you make me this beat different? Yep.
You can
do that.
Oh yeah.
So easy.
Oh.
I mean, obviously not steal.
You can't get caught. That's the issue.
Exactly.
No,
but like this one guy
I do
sent
that
me
all the time, but I always make it better.
Interpolation.
This guy sent me an anime.
If you listen to both of them, you wouldn't even like. Yeah, it's not the same beat.
Yeah, like this guy sent me an anime piano loop. Just take it, convert it to MIDI, change the sound. Drums, bass,
okay.
And he loved it, and I'm like, that was the easiest money I've ever made in my life. And it was fun. I like being given a box to fit into sometimes. One time I had to make the walkout song for a college football team, Christian college football team. And they're like, he sent me 3 songs that he liked the way they sounded. They're like stadium chant raps. And then the messages that he'd like to be included in one single night, done, sent it back. And it's 10, they couldn't believe it. 10 out of 10. It's like,
Yeah, when I did the commercial music for Supreme Boxing, super rare boxing, that was also those things. I love them so on the spot because for days I kept going in with this idea, and then it was the day where it had to be turned in, and I was like, okay, this just has to get done. Like I don't know what's gonna happen, but it has to get done. I sat down for about 2 hours making it, and I was timing everything up with the commercial because I love timing up stuff with visual.
Mm-hmm.
That's like my bread and butter. Like to me, like I can see where the
That's
crescendo
composing,
goes.
man.
I love that, man. Composing is awesome, and getting that timing down where you that exact impact or punch or big old tom tom that you hit where like the guy's punching the like for instance, this is how I did it, right? So the guy, he's on the bag, boom boom boom, he goes like that, he goes boom boom boom, and then boom, and so I just kept tapping what BPM works for this, and I finally found it, and so I could fit on the grid exactly. It was like not a perfect BPM,
right.
It was like 142.37 or whatever. I just had to keep trying to get it, and it was so cool to me. I'm like, wow, I found the rhythm of this guy's punching. Like, I found that so, like, music's in everything. Like, timing is in everything, and that's how I like to really compose. Whenever I was doing that commercial, it was just really fun experience. Same with in his first movie he did. There was a scene where they're breaking into a house because they're fake renovators. They're like, oh, we're gonna renovate your house. You go out of town for a while, and we're gonna fix up your house. That was the point of the movie. And they're breaking into this house, and the daughter's still there. They don't know, so they're in the house. So I have this like John Carpenter-esque synthesizer rolling with like a lot of cutoff, like really load off cutoffs, going, and then it's like the girl turns around and he sees it, and then I open up the envelope where it's like, and it like all these little characteristics you get to add because you actually have a set.
It tells you what it wants.
It tells you what there it is.
It's just like literally like you just
tells
listening.
you what it wants, and so it actually feels easier.
Exactly, and it's your instinct. That's what all mixing is and stuff, as opposed to those cookie cutter methods and
we should score
templates.
Our episodes like played in his make music to it. Welcome to the new space.
Yeah, you get started on.
You just start doing stuff like. And you know who I give the most credit to, funny enough, for all that is Michael Jackson. Because he always integrated his choreography with his music. Yeah. So it made me understand you can have movement with your music, purposeful movement with your music.
No, yeah, it's super cool, especially in the all the film stuff. And imagine what film would be without music. I think
what would film be without music?
Less of
a documentary, not even a documentary.
But what would music be without film? Music.
Well, music, they say, I was watching a podcast with Andrew Huberman. They said that music was actually the first language before spoken word. That's why it resonates with people so much. There's a deep primal portion of your brain that understood that like old humans back in the day would use tones to talk.
Oh, okay.
Nigeria does that. Nigerians do that, right?
And a bunch of Chinese.
Oh.
It's tonal too.
Yeah.
A lot of languages are tonal.
And so like perfect, what's it called? Anglo-Saxon English or whatever. It was just a lot of tones. And so that's why your brain really loves music, because it's actually one of the first languages your ancestors ever heard. Obviously, they didn't hear Avicii, but they heard, tones, drums, and notes that they would speak with each other with, which I found that really fascinating.
Top 3 artists that inspire you, and it could be bands.
Today or all time?
All time, dude.
Okay, all time, it's definitely Skrillex, the Beatles, and I guess I got to put Tame Impala in there. He really did change me.
You were talking about something at one point, and I was like, "Yeah, Tame Impala." Like
he just got it, man.
Yeah.
He's just got it. Like he
Tame
really
Impala
does.
He's famous, but I still think he slept on.
He's your producer's favorite producer. He's your favorite musician. He's your musician's favorite musician. He's one of those guys where like you just hear some of the stuff, you're like, you're so fucking creative. Like wow. Like I remember hearing him talk with Zane Lowe about his latest album, I'm being a bad fan right now. The Red album, Slow Rush. Sorry, and there's a song on there called "Breathe Deeper." And he said he created the melody in his head when he was high on Molly, in his room and listening to Mariah Carey. He was like this. He goes, I wanted to make a song that sounded like you're on Molly and Mariah Carey would sing it. And I was just like, what, man?
I gotta listen to it right now.
Yeah, Breathe Deeper is beautiful.
That's hilarious.
And it's like, it's just such a good song, man. Like,
What's it called?
Don't
Breathe
play
Deeper.
I'm not gonna play
Get
it.
copyrighted.
I'm just gonna mark
Copyrighted and
it, dude.
smited.
Breathe Deeper.
Yeah. And like, you just like, there's so many different, like, he's just like one of those loner
There's a
people
Lil
that
Yachty
sits in his
remix.
room and just makes
Yeah.
music all day. Like, and he doesn't, like, when he does album time, he doesn't let people in his life. Like, once he's out of the studio, he'll go do stuff, but like in studio, he's like, I have to be by myself. Which I find that I couldn't do that. I just couldn't. I love making music with other people. Like, there's many times where like I'll just bring my fiance in and I'm like, you got an idea? Like, can you just play something like just
Mhm.
random, or just think of something and I'll just like sample it. Like, I've sampled my girlfriend just randomly like noodling on her voice, and I'll just say, and I'll just make a like, I'll just start making a whole bunch of different stuff.
That's
with it.
awesome.
And it's human. It's a part
Yeah.
of your diary in a sense. If you're sampling your friends or you're sampling your fiance or sampling yourself, it's like you're now part of that song where you will die, but a part of you will be there forever, you know?
Mhm. Until the world implodes.
Or we have an EMP that destroys all electronics,
Oh.
so it'll be lost forever. But
What
hopefully it never
what would I
happens.
do at that point? Haven't thought that far ahead. I need to start building a bunker.
Yeah, dude.
Start coming up with new
Back to tape.
rain-powered electronics is what I'll do. Yeah, back to tape would be good.
You ever recorded on tape? Yeah, man. I haven't either. It seems like
me neither.
seems like such a pain in the butt.
I feel like
No, Kenny Beats?
Yeah.
He has literally just a tape machine all hooked up to his computer, just like we have hardware. He just out and back in.
That's cool, actually.
yeah. I mean, and it's not expensive. Like I saw one on Facebook
Mark
Marketplace
Daniel
for like
Nelson
$400
has a couple
$500.
tape machines as well. I love
That's-
that
that's
guy.
cheap.
Okay, let's talk about plugins though. What are some plugins that are a must-have right now for any modern producer or even just starting?
Right now, believe it or not, I'm sorry to say, but Contact.
Yeah.
I'm eating with Contact. 'Cause, I mean, I'm invested in it, but for me, like my most realistic sounding, electric guitars are in there.
That Rickenbacker bass is
The
nasty.
Rickenbacker bass
It's
is nasty. It'll cut through
dude.
anything. I don't give a damn what you throw at it.
Yeah.
So for me, it's Contact, and I like a lot of the not bespoke, but like boutique NSK developers.
Yeah.
That make like really unique stuff.
Aren't they like
for-
third-party people?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. I know that's
Yeah.
a huge blanket, but yeah.
It
What
is.
about you?
I'm stuck on Arturia.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Hyped up.
not big in, I don't sound design. I tried to, and I just couldn't get into it. My favorite thing to do is vocal. I like to record my vocals. So I try to like rush through whatever productions I'm doing as fast as possible so I can record some idea.
Yeah.
And then I like to send it to the friend I was telling you about in
Yeah.
Ableton as well and just create something. But I think I'm a lonely artist, dude.
Really?
Like, I think,
No, I mean,
I
but
think
you
so.
said it's James. I mean, that's collaboration.
right. But we've been best friends since 4th grade. Like, just the fact that we both got interested in music was just like, it's kind of like I'm alone when I'm with him. But even when we would be forced into a room with other people, I've kind of just felt like on edge for some reason.
Like, what do I bring to the table kind of question?
Yeah. Well,
What do you bring to the
Back in
table?
the day, I wasn't anything other than a rapper/singer, and I was not technically good by any means.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you're at these people's mercy who do know the technical stuff, who do know that, and they do have the ability to be like, you're not good enough for me to sit here and invest in this.
That's such BS though, man. I always say like, I don't care. That's why like I said, when I made music with my buddy Jorge, he got me back into making music. I was going to quit for a little bit, and I just met this guy.
Mm-hmm.
and he was just this cool punk dude, and I loved it. I loved his energy so much. And I said, well, my girlfriend and her mom were out of town, and I said, hey, can I just like set up a studio in your house while you guys are gone? It's like, yeah, it's fine. And so I set up a studio in the living room, and we just literally overdosed on coffee, like legit overdose. Like we're shaking. And we were experimenting, so to speak. And we were making this. I want to make a dubstep punk rock song. Like it was just like I wanted to just make something that you have no idea what I'm doing, and I don't even know what you're gonna bring to the table. And we sat down, we were writing all these like just really interesting punk ska music and sampling. He would say, okay, there's this video called Rat Boy Genius where it's like this stupid like 3D animated like robotic voice singing thing, and he goes, can you sample this? I'm like, yeah, that's cool, like that. I never thought, like, yeah, let's do it. And I made the most beautiful song ever.
That's
like,
what's dope about people who don't really know anything about it coming. They're kind of shamelessly will give their input.
Childlike wonder.
Right, I've noticed that versus, like how I was explaining, I've felt in the past just being like someone who is attempting it, giving their input, because then it's kind of like you wonder, like, are they gonna be like, who's this guy? I don't know.
Like I said, trying to impress, I stopped trying to impress in the studio. I really did, because like I actually learned, because he killed my ego on that.
What?
Because he's just you're just impressive, dude. You're just an impressive producer. Like I remember, I thought I was the shit, when I first was making music, and we sat down in the studio, and he'd play me some stuff he was making, and I was like, my drums are so bad. My drums are so
that's what I did. That's what I was surprised about
they were
you.
Just squashed.
That's what I was surprised about you with, was how good your drum selection. But it all boils, that's what I've realized about him, is it all boils down to his experience with live music and really playing it in front of people and hearing how they all complement each other. Mm-hmm. And that's the goal of what you're playing in every sense.
You're right.
And that's why like your background vocals, like your vocal stacks are insane.
Thanks.
Dude, me and him have some cool vocal stack stories.
Mm-hmm.
We'll
it's that church stuff, dude. It's that church stuff.
Man.
You hear it.
But listen,
church.
There's a friend of mine. He goes by C4. Great producer. He was the one that got me on the whole idea of sound selection, and his rule was that sound has to inspire you by itself.
Real. Like,
even if you're gonna tweak it and do this and do that, it has to already sound. There's something that has to hit you about it.
Yeah.
Once you hear it.
Yeah, like versus
I'm sorry.
If you just pick a kick because it's loud, because you want a loud kick for this song, versus you pick a kick because it melts into the music.
Yeah, of course. Because do you know what that is? A lot of the times I realize is a lot of the kicks. I most of the time now, especially for dubstep, I've been starting with one kick, and then once I actually develop the song, I change the kick, because sometimes if it's out of key, it can play more of a factor in it. And then you find the kick that's in the right key, and you're like, whoa, this sounds like so glued with no side chain, no any problem, because it's just harmonically fits.
Right.
And I think a lot of the times that's what happens, is sometimes you get lucky and you drag a kick in that somehow subconsciously you know which key it's going to fit in.
You're hearing a lot of times, it might not be key, it might be the phase.
Might be too.
That's what you're hearing. Especially if you're not looking for the exact pitch and like pitching it up and down or whatever, it's usually the phase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever flip the phase on a kick or flip the phase on the sub?
Yeah.
I've been doing that recently.
Yeah, because I know Ableton has a phase button.
You can flip it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can just flip it like with a click of a button.
Yeah.
Studio One has it too.
Yeah, I've started doing that on sometimes the sub. I'm like, why isn't the sub hit? And I'll just invert it. I'm like, oh, that works.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why. I don't know the science, but somehow that worked perfect.
I don't want to know the science either.
Yeah,
just make it sound better.
I know, man.
Yeah, it just turns it from this to this.
Yeah. But nothing's more satisfying to me than when I load in a ton of drums and they're all tuned to C, and I forget, they all sound decent enough for me to have in there just to like quickly build something like I was explaining I like to do. And I forget. I'm like, oh shoot, I'm in a completely different key. And I go in and I take all the drums and I find like to the root note, or at least the closest note that works, and everything just melds together and it feels so
beautiful.
satisfying.
It is beautiful.
I love that feeling.
Because there's this moment where like when the magic happens and you go, okay, let's not screw up here. Like I feel like I have that every time where I go, okay, the magic's here. Now I have to stop myself.
Yeah, get your grubby ass
I have
fingers.
to stop myself. Develop other portions of the song.
Yeah.
Add just the clouds, you know. You're not trying to change the sky's color.
Yeah, that's what that guy told you about Panorama mixing, mastering. Anytime he sits down to do a project, he plays it and he just writes down what is amazing about this mix and what is not good about it. And that way you have standards where you cannot touch the things that are good about it, because instinctually when you start changing bad things, you get overkill. You start, just the relation starts changing and you'll go into messing with the good stuff.
Well, know your place. That's why I say it's like, if you're not for me, I'm not a quote unquote mixing engineer and I'm trying to do mixing engineer problems to fix stuff. I am not educated on that. I'm going to make an assumptive guess versus what I saw in a YouTube video, which can help in some situations, but understanding the problem is where it all comes down to. Like I might not know. Okay, I might just say, okay, I don't like how the song sounds, but then I listen to Luca Predalesi talk about gate expansion. That's why your drums aren't hitting hard. I'm like, okay, well, just throw that on there. And then I'm like, I don't know what I did, but I put gate expansion on my drums.
You forgot that you already did something else from somebody else the other day.
Right. Now, and you're doing it with
now you're on top of these two different techniques.
100% doing it more intense than they are. It's like, just because they said to do it, we'll throw it on at max speed. And it's just ruining everything.
It's like when you first find reverb or chorus for the first time, and you're like, dude, I'm gonna put this on
a new plugin, a new reverb plugin.
Yeah. When I open up my
old,
if I open up my old sessions and I look at my mastering chains, makes me nauseous. Like I would just throw so many plugins on there. So many, dude. Yeah. And the thing is I would genuinely sit there thinking I knew what the hell I was doing. Like
I swear to God, I know I use hardware, but you've seen my sessions, bruh. 15 plugins, 20. Across the entire session.
Yeah.
Like I'm mixing with the faders and the gain.
They're more important. The fade, dude, volume's your most important mixing technique, like out of everything.
Because guess what?
Like
everything that's coming out of Splice has been processed to wazoo.
To sound good.
We don't need another compressor,
Right.
You know.
Someone was just commented on my YouTube yesterday, and I'm gonna start a Discord because of this comment, because there's so much in-depth stuff, and you can't answer someone's question about their mix without hearing it.
But
he's like, what kind of compression do I put on my synths and pads? And I'm like, or he's like, what should my settings be? I'm like, nothing. Delete the dang thing, because you're just adding it because you think you're supposed to add it. Those sounds are so squashed and processed. Obviously, there's a time and place for it. If you're trying to sidechain, if you're trying to kind of, stack glue or whatever, there's context, but you don't. I used to do that too. I just compression on everything because that's the first thing in the chain.
So what's next for you? What you got? What you dropping next?
Well, I have a lot of dubstep in the catalog right now with me and Inhale. We're working on some really cool stuff. The next thing I'm putting out, I have two things. I have
Is it coming out of your name or his name, or
it's going to be on my SoundCloud.
Okay.
I'm going to have a Skrillex flip from his new album called I See You Again. Can I See You Again? I'm going to flip that. I already have it a little done. It's actually the first melodic thing I've made in forever. That's why I was like, I'll put this on SoundCloud. I haven't done melodic music in a long time. And the next one is my Doechii Denial is a River bass music remix. That's going to be sick. And then I have probably 12 songs with Inhale that we're just finishing up little stuff, and we're going to start dropping those like flies.
All right, so we'll put your SoundCloud link here so people can check it out.
Yeah. So the flip should be coming out maybe even this weekend. Just like I just want to put it out there in the world, and then the Doechii flip might be next week. And I want to start. My goal is by May just dropping, just dropping. Because dubstep is such a community where it's come and go.
Yeah.
Like, so if you can get something in, like my Jumpman remix has now hit 2,000 likes on SoundCloud and has 40,000 plays, which is, to me, I'm like, wow, because SoundCloud is supposedly dead, but it's having a little comeback. And DJs love SoundCloud.
I
DJs
miss
love
SoundCloud days, dude.
It's still, dude. It's having a comeback, man. It's
Yeah.
having a comeback.
Okay.
Yeah. And
That's hard.
you guys can reach me on Instagram. I deleted Twitter because it's not even Twitter anymore. And TikTok, which I'll be starting
Plus, you
posting
should
on
read
as well.
books instead of reading Twitter, people.
Yeah, I don't do either. So, so there you go.
Yeah.
Man, so this has been a New Space podcast. I'm Ife, and
I'm Jackson.
I'm Squalzz.
thank you so
Yes.
much, guys. Peace.
Later. So,
That might be our record.
yeah, for sure.